The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. All right, to get started today, okay, had to check the mic. I'm going to follow those rules right there to find the hidden formats, and I need to make a few adjustments right off the bat. I'm going to change the titles, our title from God to our Creator. And I do that because I went and looked for every word in the Bible that was the Hebrew word Elohim. And what I did was I took all of them, read them, and I think, in fact, I know the title Our Creator sounds more truthful than the title God. Everyone thinks his name is God, and yet we know we have a name for our Creator. Well, in this psalm, every one of these titles, God was Elohim in the Hebrew. So I'm going to put those in the text first. Then I'm going to blow it up, organize it so you can see. And what I try to do is I try to go through here and show you how easy it is to find the hidden format. Now, with the parentheses, what does that mean? That means that they found this text in the manuscripts after they had put the Bible together. So they're noting that this was in other manuscripts, and they added it into the Bible that we have today. But the problem is, it's not correct. The next thing I want to point out is the fuchsia colored words here that are italic. Those were added in the 1977 NSAB. That's what I use as the text from, and that's because I have that Bible program that you've seen in the introduction. And that is actually pretty dangerous because you can actually see the corruption in the text by how many times I used a certain word for it. I've got like the word boy is used as a word girl once. The word dove is used as a man's name, I think, 4 times. So other than that, I'm going to start just reading, and I'm going to cut them into smallest verses that I can. And then I will try to go through them and group them, and then I'll go through again and try to clean up the text that I know that needs to be correctly said for the writers at that time. So there will be silence before you. And praise in Zion. Well, we know Zion is actually Jerusalem city because they want to make this a city. Let me show you. I guess let me get to Strong's Concordance right off the bat and say, click on the word Zion. And see, it says a mountain in Jerusalem, or also the name of Jerusalem. And look how many times they put that in when we know it is the city Jerusalem, and there are no mountains in Jerusalem, or no mountains in Israel at all. They can have a hill country, or they had a hill country. And that's because if you look at any map, you'll see the country Jordan today overlooking Israel. Moses was on the top of this mount, and he looked down on the hill country. That's the words that we have from Moses's time. So there are no mountains. Now, a mountain I consider with a snow-capped mountain or very high in elevation. It would have to be higher than the mount, okay? And if you grab a map, you'll see how there can't be any word mountain in the Bible. Now, what I also know is that the word mountain is used over 350 times, and I know it's used wrong more than 320 times. I'll say 20. So you have to watch what you're doing with the text when you read the word mountain. Don't get tricked by them. There is no silence before you. There will be silence before you and praise in Jerusalem. Our Creator. I don't know if that's going to start a new Our Creator into you. And to you, the vow will be performed. Now, what does the word vow mean? A vow is your personal promise to our Creator, and then you must keep that vow. Now, there's also going to be the word that would be like swear, that you swear, but that would be from person to person. Okay, but the word vow is strictly meaning between you and our Creator. Vow, whatever the vow is, will be performed because we don't have that yet. Okay, and this seems to want to split. You did hear. Who did who did hear? You who did hear pray to YV, or to you, all men come. Uh, and you thought the Bible was hard to read the way it is. It's even worse when you take off all the commas and things like that. Iniquities prevail against me. Well, we're going to have to show you what the word iniquities really means here. Um, as for our transgressions, you did forget them. How blessed is the one whom YV did not did, but chose and brought near to him. Okay, now this is italic, so when I did this, I didn't get to keep the color that fuchsia, so this word would have been added. So I do have to correct that sometimes when I was making the the word capital meaning our Creator. It was a lot easier when the text is done that way. There's very few times that I have to change the word you, not meaning our Creator, to a person. Now, I do have to correct it to make it to Jesus, but I've got no problem with that. It's just that it was easier to do. I think there was over 1,000 times that the word you is used in the books that I'm going to be revealing to you that have the hidden formats, the writer's first formats, is the one whom he did chose and bring near to you. I don't know. This is, sorry about that. That just comes about every once in a while when I get started here. I don't know why that happens. To live in your courts. Now, there's no such thing as courts. There's a courtyard, but there's no courts. We will be satisfied with the goodness. We will be satisfied with the goodness. It seems like that wants to make this in your holy temple. There's no such thing as a temple, but there is a house. So we can get rid of the word temple right now. The difference between our Creator's meeting tent with him and meeting house with him, that's the way our Creator told Moses to set up a tent to meet with him. When you talk about a temple, that's where the pagans put a false god idol in, and they went in to worship it. So every time the word title is mentioned or temple is mentioned, you know that the text is corrupt. You need to either erase that from your text or just follow what I'm doing and make sure you read what I'm presenting as the truth about our Creator. And this would be his house. So, but we don't need this and we wouldn't need this. By awesome deeds you did answer us. This almost, when I'm reading, trying to find a sentence, you did answer us in righteousness. our creator of our salvation. You are the trust of all the ends of the earth and the farthest sea. Well, there's nobody that lives on the sea, so we can get rid of that. He who established the mountains by his strength, being girded with might. Well, we know that our Creator didn't establish the mountains; He made the mountains, and it wasn't by His strength. Our Creator commands things to come into existence from just speaking them. You'll learn that in Genesis. He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Being girded with might, you did still the roaring seas and the roaring waves. Well, we know that this is not true because they still are. It depends whether there's a storm or not. The tumult of the people. A tumult is what is the sound that you hear of the trees when a strong breeze goes through, or the wind is going and it's rustling the trees. And I don't know if I know you've probably seen palm trees and stuff. I now live in Florida to where, yes, those those make a little bit more noise because they're more of a stiffer branch. So there was a lot of palm trees in Israel. So this sound would have been a louder than it's normally going through trees, just to let you know this. So it's like the sound of the peoples, okay? And they who live in the ends of the earth, well, we know that they don't live at the ends of the earth. So, but I don't like these words. I don't think I will use them. Stand in awe. Stand in awe of your signs. You did make the dawn and the sunset shout for joy. Well, we know that the sun does not do this. Okay. You did visit earth and caused it to overflow. Well, we know that is just a corrupt statement here, because we know that he talked to Noah, he talked to Moses, he'd visit the earth many times, and this doesn't happen when he visits. You did greatly enrich the stream of God is full of waters, full of water. Well, we know that these aren't true. You did prepare their grain, for thus you did prepare the earth. You did water its furrows abundantly. You did settle the ridges. You did soften it with showers. You did bless its growth. No. Bless is a word that's tied to our Creator's promise that if you are obedient to Him, He will look after you. Okay? And yes, we all still have to go through illnesses, pain, suffering, but it's your reward to enter into heaven. So to say that He's going to bless its growth, that's not true. I don't think any of this or this is really truthful as And if you notice, I'm not really finding a story like the other psalm that I have found text. And you've seen that when I showed the first one, how I do all the editing, and you've seen how beautiful the format comes, and you can tell there's a story and it flows consistently. I'm not getting any story out of here about, except for stuff that it doesn't say our creator created everything, but he causes things to happen. Okay. You crown the year with your bounty. That's just not true. Okay. Uh, and your paths drip with fatness. I don't think so. Okay. Pastures of the wilderness is drip, and the hills gird themselves rejoicing. The meadows are clothed with flocks, and the valleys are covered with grain. They shout for joy. Yes, they sing. Okay. Now, there's one thing about when I do all these editings like this, I find that it's very funny that um, I get words like this. So what I do is when I get some real stupid ones like what we're having here, I have a collection of them, and I'm going to make a video on them because where is it? Yeah, here. If you notice, you have a volcano god in the middle of the text here, and that's Psalm 18. But just to let you know that how corrupt the text is, I'm going to point out how stupid they make our creator, like to show you that together there are so many obvious verses that point out that they don't understand the creator that made himself known to the Israeli people. So, in fact, I'm going to call this one completely stupid, made up. Nothing of this really truly exists. I know I went through it a little bit quick, but the problem is when it's really bad, no format or meaning, it's time to get rid of it. So I'm going to put that in my collection of stupid text. All right. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to be silent here a little bit. Oops, I need to correct my page here. I'm going to be a little bit silent here as I set this up. And it's also because I'm making videos that I'm dividing up and putting on YouTube. This will, uh, this, that's how I'm editing these later. So right now I need to go over into the text here, and I'm looking for Elohim. Whoops, I'm supposed to be on 66. Okay, I'm going to get started in Psalms 66, and I'm going to use uh, the rules that I put up above for anyone who really wants to find the hidden formats or know that they're there through any of the Hebrew text. Well, most of it, I should say. I don't think Esther turns into any hidden formats. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat that anything in parentheses like this means that it's coming from other Hebrew manuscripts that when the Bible was put together, they didn't put them in, and now they put them in. So, and I'm removing them because that has nothing to do with singing these. Because when you see how beautiful they are, from the beginning that I showed you how I find them, and then you can see the hidden format and how beautiful it is. You know you aren't singing them because the truth is being revealed. Shout joyfully to our Creator, all the earth. We know the word sing is not truthful. The glory of his name make his praise glorious. Say to our Creator, how awesome are your works because of the greatness of your power. Now, the word yours, I changed the word thine to yours, and it's not working. I think it worked once. That's why I said, okay, I'll do them all that way. So that's just an editing error. Now it's like what it should be. Your enemies will give all the earth will, we know, get rid of that. Praise you. And we'll praise your name. Come see, come and see the works of our Creator, whom is awesome in his deeds towards the Son of Men. He turned the sea into dry land. Well, we know that that is not true, so we can just get rid of something that's obviously. He passed through the rivers on foot. Well, we know that that has never been true. There let us rejoice in him. If that's what this verse is hooking to, it isn't going to make it. His rules by his might forever. His eyes keep a watch. His eyes keep watch. Okay, I got to use nation. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves. Bless our Creator. I'm going to cut it there because you can't bless our Creator. It's just impossible. The word bless is tied to our Creator blessing us who are obedient to him. Okay? In the sound of his praise abroad. Guess I'll just keep going. Who keeps us in life and does not allow our feet to slip. For you have tried us, our Creator, and you have refined us as silver is refined. You did bring us into the net. You did lay an oppressive burden on our lions. Well, this our Creator never did. And he does not refine you as silver. That's just not true. So that stuff is out too. He did make men right over our heads. We know that's not true either. So they went through fire and through water. That's never been true. I know the text inside and out. If you got a question of any of these, why I'm removing them, you better have a story to back it up or text to back it up, and then I will discuss it with you. So just post your verse below or your comment below, and I will get with you. It might take me a while to get to you, but I do try to answer everyone. Yet you did bring us out into abundant place. That's called the promised land. So if they can't write the word of promised land, I'm not going to be putting my own words in here to make it mine. I will come into your house with burnt offerings, and I will pay my vows to you. Now, first of all, this has to be a priest that comes in to the house for meeting with our Creator. When he's saying with burnt offerings, they aren't burnt offerings. It's to atone for your not obeying the 12 commandments. You were told to bring in a sin offering by our Creator. Therefore, our Creator defined not obeying the 12 commandments as a sin. Okay, and a sin is actually evilness against our Creator. But the burnt offering is what happens to the muscles that are removed from the sacrificed ram, to be shown that when you burn them up, the smoke that's raised up dissipates or disappears. That way, it's for the male on the outside to see that this offering is to disappear, and our Creator's going to forgive him, and he's not going to bring up his sin against him to kick him out of the nation or keep him out of heaven. So this writer does not know what a burnt offering is, and will pay you my vows. A vow is a promise to our Creator. So you don't pay them, you obey your own words that you promised our Creator, which my lips uttered and my mouth spoke when I was in distress. Now, that isn't when you're supposed to be doing these, okay, in distress. This is once you understand you have a Creator and you want to obey Him, then you make your vow, okay? So the thing here is all this is just going to be removed. Burnt offerings, fat of the beast, with the smoke of the ram. See, this person who's writing this, the ram is sacrificed, the muscles are removed, the muscles are burned up, so you don't even have any fat of the beasts, because we know the beast is a ram. So the one who is writing this is just wrong multiple times here. I will make my offerings of bulls with male goats. That's not true. So let's get rid of that as well. I come in here, all who fear our Creator, and I will tell of what? I will tell them of what He has done for my soul. I cried to Him with my mouth, actually with your voice. and it was stolen with my tongue. Regarded the wickedness in my heart, our Lord would not hear, but certainly our Creator has heard. He has given heed to the voice of my prayer. Again, doesn't understand the word blessed. Blessed comes from our Creator. We don't bless our Creator, who has not turned away my prayer, nor his love kindness from me. Okay, let me start again here. There was a few verses that I'm thinking that are possible, but I'm not seeing that as being truthful. I'm needed to make sure that the text is absolutely as truthful as possible. So shout joyfully to our Creator, and this would be everyone on earth. On earth. So let me say I'm adding this word, getting rid of this word. This word is more correct than this word. Okay, shout joyfully to our Creator. And what I'm seeing is a comma here and a period here. And that's a group together verse, or two verses, I guess, or two sentences. The glory of his name, make his praise glorious. The glory, for the glory of his name. So it would have to be for the glory of his name. Now this is almost speaking about Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to use it like this to begin with, and I could change it because they knew his name, and I don't see those like what they would put in as all capital letters, two titles for our Creator's name. If I'm replacing those titles, now I'll put in the correct ones, and I don't see his name being mentioned in this one. So I would say that we're talking about Jesus here, if anyone we're talking about here. And make his praise glorious. I don't know if you can make the praise glorious. Maybe there's a better word in the text here. Now, this is the Bible program that I use. And what I do is find out, whoops, when I highlight it, oops, program's not working. How come? Okay, there it goes. No, it seems my program is not working. Okay, that's a sad situation for today. I guess I gotta go back and fix that. I guess that's out for the day then, or the rest of the day. It was working, then it was not. Now it's not working. And what I do is I use that text to point out what is truthful or more truthful than the word that I'm using. For the glory of his name, make his praise. You don't make his praise. And you'd have to say and say. So I would need this, I need an and here. Could be the word by saying too as well. So, but right now I'm going to put and in. And to our Creator, how awesome. Now, when it's talking about our text for our Creator as his work, or it's not really his work. When he's creating, he is in the title of creating. He's creating with his words. He speaks everything into existence. Okay. But when it gets down to his works, it's more or less like, or his deeds, it's kind of referring to what he did to bring them out of Egypt. So I would say not his works, but his wonders for us. And that would be referring to them coming out of um, the Sinai, or going into out of Egypt into the promised land. He did many of these things for them. So these would have been acts by our Creator were, well, awesome, oh, great, oh, great were his wonders for us. And I see that have to be his, not your, his, his wonders. Because there was many of them that he did, so I better put an S on wonders, or S. Okay, now, whoops. Okay, now let me see here. Now that seems to be a breaking point, so it would be a period in that. Because of the greatness of your power, your enemies give, I guess I'm not forged obedient. What does this really, oh, I forgot, this isn't working over here today. Okay, I just need to shut that off. No, yeah, did it automatically all by itself. That's pretty sad, but I will live with that. Although it's now back up, so let me just shut it off. I don't know if I can, it says to slide it to shut it off. Shut down anyway. Okay. Sorry about that. I had somebody fix my virtual machine here to be able to run that program, and it has not worked since he's done it correctly, or he's done it, so it's got to go back into have done again. Because of the greatness of your power, your enemies will give obedience. We don't need this word anyway, obedience to you, but that never happened. So they battled and people came after them and everything. They didn't believe they were, um, it was a nation created by our Creator, Israel. The nation Israel was not created. And they had many battles, fought with many different um, peoples as well. So everyone on earth will worship you and will praise you. They will praise your name. Come and see the works of our Creator and awesome deeds towards the Son of Men. Now this would be almost like make your praise to Him. So I'm not sure here. Everyone on earth, you can't have all the earth, and not put your own words in there. They knew that there were people on earth, so it'd be everyone on earth will worship you and will praise you. They will praise your name. Well, we know that that's never happened over these years, so this would be the hope from somebody writing these words, and it would have to be about Jesus. But then it gets into about our Creator, because this is this is kind of like referring to a 4-verse grouping here. And actually, this would be a 3-verse because this sentence here doesn't make any sense. And it would be that this and this one tied together like that is finishing this statement here. Shout joyfully to our Creator, everyone on earth, for the glory of His name. So that seems to be a 3-verse format. Now, what I'm looking for is words to go with that, and right off the bat, this is now continuing, saying, "Say to our Creator, how great were His wonders for us." And this, um, I'm thinking if these 2 verses were made uh, uh, to go with these wonders for us, it would be the greatness of His power. So I would have to say that this would be of His power. Power. And then that matches the 3-verse. Say to our Creator, we have a period, and then we have this would be a comma, and this would be a period. Okay, now, that said, all the earth will worship you and will praise you. They will sing praise to your name. Everyone, but not everyone on earth will worship you. It has to be the righteous on earth. This has to be the word "the" at the beginning of this. And it can't be all. It has to be the word righteous. And the word righteous means those who are obedient to our Creator. Okay, the righteous is given to the people who are the most obedient to our Creator. And it would be on earth, not the earth. The righteous on earth will worship you. It actually has to be him here. Can't be the word you. It has to be will worship him. Now this doesn't make any sense. Worship him and praise you, and they will praise your name. This is not making sense. And the righteous on earth will worship him. And that will praise, and they will praise. I just need to get in here and say your name, meaning Jesus. And that way it's easier for me to replace these two. That way, by saying we're going to praise Jesus' name. We don't have his name yet in the text. Now, let me see here. What can I do here because I don't have the Bible program today. Come and see the works of our Creator, who is awesome in his deeds towards the Son of Men. This would be descendants. From man. Man meaning male and female. Would be towards the sons or the descendants from man. I don't know. He rules by his might forever. But he doesn't rule. Well, if this is Jesus, no. This is not a true statement because it's talking about our Creator because his eyes keeps watch on our nation. Let the rebellious, not letting the rebellious exalt themselves. Actually, a man he's giving free will to, so that's out. He keeps watch. This would be like hooking together like this. And actually, nation would be tribes in this case. That would be our tribes. Our tribes. Bless our Creator. You can't bless our Creator. So that word is out. Oh, I get to use the word our here. So our Creator people sound his praise abroad. That's how do you sound his praise abroad? How does that hook to that verse? Who keeps us in life and does not allow our feet to slip. No, he gives you a free choice. So this is, well, it could mean if this writer's intent is to say that those that obey him, he does not let you fall away from him. So, but I'm not seeing any of that in the text. Who keeps us in life? That's even if our body dies, our soul exists. So it's kind of like the writer doesn't understand what life is here. And this is just being stuck out here in the middle that doesn't really go with anything right now. Come in here. Who fear our Creator. Come and hear me. Who fear our Creator. That would be this, and that kind of relates to that. I mean, these two are hooked together, and I have to use the word and, so I'll make it mine by saying this. Come and hear me who fear our Creator, and I will tell you what. Now, this is going to be a comma, but the word what, although it is kind of a strange word, we are talking about, when it says what he's done for my soul, we're talking about he made Jesus our King in heaven. So to say that in a word what, I don't like it. Okay, and I will tell you what this would be our Creator has done for our soul. And that is to live in heaven. So that works together. And then that would be a for group. Now this is so far away as usually the story continues. I need a second verse that has the same like words or continuing this conversation here, or the words in this small little paragraph. So I cried to him, and he was exalted with my tongue. You can't do this. If I had wickedness in my heart, Lord would not hear me. that our Creator has heard and given heed to the voice of my prayer. And this doesn't, that's just an extra word that's not needed. If this is the statement, our Creator has heard, and then I would need the word me on the end here. Our Creator has heard me or us, depends on how this text is going to continue. Oops. He has given heed to the words to the words. This has to be I said. Um, so, so again, that would be the end of that statement, or the end of these two verses, to where this looks to this. Who has heard my turns, or heard my, to the words I said, was not turned away from our prayer. This is not, our Creator cannot obey you, okay, who has not turned away from my prayer, that, or my words. That just, you can't say this in this statement to be true. I'm just going to call these out. I would, well, let me do a cleanup here, because I'm got a real strange feeling that this is going to be a very few pieces when I get done, and they're going to be jumbled up, and I know. So let me go silent for a little bit and clean this up. How come that didn't go? Didn't I click? Oh, I didn't click this. There. All right, it's all cleaned up. So now let me see what I can do again with this text. Shout joyfully to our Creator, everyone on earth, for the glory of his name. Now, this actually has got text missing from above it. And that would have to be Jesus' name to refer it here. So right off the bat, I know that, whoops, that's okay. I just know that that's what's wrong with this verse. But then it would have to hook together, so this would have to be separate. And say to our Creator, how great were his wonders for us, and the greatness of his power. So I need to add that there. The righteous on earth will worship him. And this doesn't make sense there. They will praise your name. Now we got the word name again, and we still don't have who we're talking about. So come and see the works of our Creator. Well, actually, you can't do that. So why did I even keep that? You can't go and see our Creator's work. I mean, works for whoever, nobody can go back in time or revisit the past to watch what our Creator did for them leading them out of Egypt. I would almost have to use this word, come to our Creator. Awesome are his deeds towards the descendants of man. For his eyes this have to be keeps watch. This would have to be keeps watch over our tribes. Keeps watch on our tribes. His eyes keeps watch on our tribe, our Creator's people, and sound his praise abroad. I had trouble with that, understanding that the first time I did the text. So let me see here. Come and hear me who fear our Creator, and I will tell you what he has done for our soul. Now this is a 4 verse, and I don't have any 4 verses. But that is, well, I guess maybe not. His eyes watch our tribes. We are our Creator's people. And I would have to change that so much to make it mine. It's not funny how I'd have to change every word there. But now it's 4 verse. Come and hear me who fear our Creator. Come and hear me. I need this. That is a 4 verse. So let me make that a note so I don't miss that. I cried to him with my mouth and I will exalt him with my tongue. If I regarded evil wickedness in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. But that none of this hooks to this. Watch the tribes that are over our people. And that one is too far from this. I will, if I regard wickedness in my heart, he will not, or the Lord will not hear me. The Creator has heard me, and has given heed to the words I said. Now those hook together. Who has not turned away. Yeah, this is out. This is getting confusing here because these verses aren't making any sense. They aren't tied together, can't hook them together. And this 3 verse, I'm just getting pieces here because this, I would have to, I'm afraid I'm just going to call this text jumbled up. Why? And that is because we don't know who we're talking here. There's no, say, the promised son from David, our holy one, our most righteous one, our highest one, as they have in the text, to know who we're talking about here. So if we don't know who we're talking about here, I can't let that verse happen. And like I said, it needs a verse above it to actually be together with meaningful words. You have to explain who he is. And then down here is the same thing for the same reason. We still don't have his name involved. So I can't just keep a piece. This we all know is true. This I'd have a hard time doing anything but changing so much of the text. And we know now this I could change to make something, but this is not, but you can see it's a 3 verse or would be. But if I'm getting rid of all that, I have to get rid of this because there's nothing connecting to it. I mean, this is just sad because, again, they put a bunch of scrambled text in here that doesn't mean anything truthful. So, and I'm not just going to keep one 4 verse group that, yeah, it's a 4 verse group, but there's nothing to tie to it, nothing new in this. Okay, because I hate using Jesus as a what to describe our Savior. So that was questionable when I did that, but that's all out too. So that's just sad.